Yeah, happy Saturday, y'all. Yeah, it's time for me to go ahead and recognize what we've been going through. One of y'all weekend been nice. Mine has been going well. I've been holding back from going live for a minute. But I have a lot of things that I've been wanting to get off my chest. You know, we have been violated in so many ways. It's sad that we don't even know. But I'm gonna wait till people get on. Give us an opportunity for us to actually get involved with a community conversation that we all can get into. Now, if you have any questions, anything like that, please feel free to say something. Technical difficulties, anything like that, please let me know. Let's just be some giving, kick back, have a decent conversation on what's really going on. Change my bit rate, y'all. So today I'm going to be discussing black on black hate. Thank you for your views, whoever is online. I'd like to tell you how you're doing. I hope your day is going well. But I have a PowerPoint that I want to share with people, that we need to understand that in order for us to actually get anywhere in this country or accomplish anything as a people, we have to learn to understand how we got here and what's the reason we was made to be the way we are now. I must say that it's been amazing on how much trauma that people go through in our lifestyle, in our lifetime, my brother. The thing that we learned in school, the thing that we was taught, the thing that we was made to believe, I come to find out later on down in my year that it was a complete lie. Now, please forgive me if some, technical difficulties might have, but I hope my message do get across, and I hope that I have everyone's attention, because this is something that's been very important in my heart, and things that I've been wanting to do, that God had put on my heart to do. It's difficult to reach out to people that you're trying to actually help, actually care for, and actually love. I argue with a lot of people because people always tell me, why you keep worrying about other people? Why you worrying about everybody? Well, just consider this. You got a lot of people that's religious, but they follow someone they don't know nothing about. Probably never seen, never heard of, but I'm talking about that man Jesus. And the same way he, as they inspired in the Bible, sacrificed himself in order to reach the people, to awaken them, I feel like myself in that same way. Even though I know for a fact that nobody died and shed any blood, and there's no type of benefits awaiting to go to heaven after you die in order to receive what we should already been receiving, or what we already had before our ancestors was invaded long time ago. We have a big disconnect from each other, from our ancestors, and from everyone that could be your brother, sister, cousin, in any aspect of life, that we all family in one shape, form, fashion. Even though we might not know each other, we might didn't grow up with each other, but we all go through the same struggles, the same problems, and have the same dealings when it comes to this law. So, no further ado, I got one person on here. Hopefully I catch some people that coming on later on. But let's go straight to it. As you can see, the Black Unity is my group. My purpose is to focus on what can we do as a people in order to grow. What can we do in order to allow ourselves to have any type of substantial voice in this country? We have been mistreated, treated so much wrong. We've been disregarded. And even the people that make money, that entertain for those that have money, there's nothing wrong with that. The problem is that we are so locked in with worrying about ourselves, but not actually facing the real enemy. I can say for a fact it's not white people, especially not all of them. A lot of them have been miseducated. A lot of them is only going on the education and the energy that was fed to them from their ancestors that immigrated to this country after they did a reset, taking what actually belonged to us. Even though that's another story in itself, but as anyone say, study to show thyself approved. Read a book, understand. Knowledge is out here for everyone to obtain. And if you can't obtain it, if you're not looking for it, then what you're fighting for? I see black people argue about what black people know. If a black person is educated person is hated because he's educated. Why? It's not the point that all of us had the same opportunity. I understand that we have been traumatized. I understand there's generational dysfunction. But we have to understand it. And maybe it's not in our best interest at the particular time to try to help everyone until we all know that we are here as family. We have to get the concept out of our head that we've been instilled us and indoctrinated in us to hate each other. There's always going to be someone smarter than you. There's always going to be someone that look better than you. But that don't define who you are as an individual. That don't make what you do and what you bring to the table any less value than you feel on people on the outside looking in. You have to learn to love you for who you are. You have to learn to identify and appreciate the gifts that God gave you. And it's up to us to come together and cultivate those gifts in each of us. Learn to love each other. Learn to respect each other. Learn to understand that we all in the same fight. In order for us to overcome poverty and overcome this mental chain that we have on our mind and the government that has us under control, that we'll never be free, and that goes for white or black people. This system has to be eradicated. This is not no anti-American speech. This is a reality speech. So let me go along with my PowerPoint. This is Black America. This has been going on ever since I can remember. And it went on further than that. For over hundreds of years, we have been targeted, victimized, and made to be less valued by the police department, by the white counterparts that have that authority to condemn natural gods. They tried their best to do everything they can to strip our dignity, our integrity, and the power that we have within inside ourselves. We all must acknowledge that. No matter how high on the food chain you may be, we are all victims. And there's no such thing as for them not being able to show you who really is the power here. This right here is the control mechanism to make us obsolete, to make us gullible, to make us not realize that we have the power to free ourselves. People have believed so much through traditions, through the same oppressors that gave us this particular religion. Right now, they're not even familiar with the slave Bible, with the obedience, with the Jesus telling you obey your slave master. That's what they instilled in them mentally. They told them this. It was a good day if you don't get whipped. It's a good day if they gave you a day off. That in itself shows that they did and they were your God. The first image any African seen of their religion or their God was white. We was told and made to believe that everything that our ancestors did All the natural ingredients and stuff they did to heal was bad. Everything African was bad. But they gave you a religion and told you that it was good. These are puppets. And I'm not saying there's no good people in the church, but I'm saying they are puppets. And every picture that you see that's religious, majority of the people that's falling for this situation is women. Because it works on the emotional side. It works on what they know eternally will be their emotional and innate spirit, knowing that we are spiritual beings in the first place. But they mess with our mothers, our goddesses, and our queens. They the one direct our path because the first person the child learned from is their mother. So if their mother believed in something, that same belief will be instilled into the child. And that's how they started this control mechanism. This is the overview. Most black women fall for this religion because of their emotional nature, which is spread to their children and grandkids. This is what's keeping us back. We're no longer breathing soldiers. We're no longer breathing. We are being able to instill acceptance into being a slave, being content, and being controlled. And also being realized that they think that we are their acquisition. We're paid for. Even in the Constitution, we still labeled as 3/5 of a man. So when is this going to stop? To show you about unity and how much power we can actually have together, there's a lot that we can do together. You know, I want you to look at this situation as we're growing. We have more power than our being that you give ourselves credit for. And I know a lot of people probably won't even take knowledge about what's really going on. Some people don't want to. Some people don't want to change. Some people don't want to see the change. And that's sad to me. You got your people with your good jobs that you done been confused so long or have been adopted to the system that you can't believe that you just as white as your oppressor. Nobody want to claim to be African no more. Nobody want to claim to be from the motherland. African bloodline runs in each one of our blood. We always have been and will be greater than any race on this planet. But we have been stripped and robbed and raped from our culture, from our lifestyle, from who we are as a people. And that's sad. I want to show you in 2019, this is how much money blacks spent. $835 billion. They said that this figure was projected with the growth of 1.7 trillion in nominal dollars. By 2030, the most recent report indicates that black consumers have a buying power of 2 trillion. Where that money at? See, the math is not mathing. Where is the money? That's the problem. We don't utilize that money to invest in each other and ourselves. You're too busy trying to buy Jordans, Gucci, Dolce & Gabbana, all those name brands that utilize patterns and architecture from your own people, instead of buying it with a source. And we invest that money in ourselves. And we invest in communities. And we invest in factories. And we invest in each other. Who can stop us? Who can really stop us? You know, right now I'm in a small town, Roanoke, Virginia. It's sad to say, but there's not one fully staffed, fully run black restaurant. Only thing that blacks really have in this town is the same thing they have in other barbershops and salons. That's the only and really thing that we do have. You know, and that's sad to say about ourselves, because we are very ingenious. We come up with all type of things to come up with, but we don't support each other. We don't have the love for each other as we should. Everything that we have is just stripped, and we have no idea why. Look at the incarceration rate of African Americans. You know, according to we got 37% of people in prison. How many people that we have in prison that shouldn't even be there? With those men in prison, and there's highly intelligent people in prison, there's innocent people that's in prison. Why? You know, I hear people talk about, oh, they should have went another route. They need to do a different way. Who's to say which way they didn't do it? You know, we always been in survival mode. We gonna have to do whatever it takes in order to put food on the table, pay those rent, and pay bills that we shouldn't have to pay in the first place. So it's wrong for a man to try to feed his family. So he sell dope. Or he go rob. Where the drugs come from? Who flooded the neighborhood with cocaine and crack? Was it another black person? Nope. I'm so tired of people blaming other people, especially our own people, for falling for the same trap everybody else fell in, because the trap was set intentionally for us to fall in anyway. And when it comes to getting money, if you're like me, 3 months I've been looking for a job, qualified to work anywhere. Why? The system had been biased that way. You got a lot of intelligent, unemployed people that can't get a job, not because they're not looking. Everything that affects other people, just thank God it don't affect you. But you're in a position to help someone else, then utilize that position to reach out and give that person a hand. You know, I see people tell me, ain't nobody help me get where I'm at. Everybody got some help in any way, shape, form, or fashion.
o'clock p.m.
The unemployment rate. As of March 2025, the unemployment rate of Black African Americans is 6.2%. This is higher than any national average unemployment rate of 4.1 for the 4 quarters of 2004. Why is that? It's not that because people don't want to work. This system has been designed to continue the downfall of black people. You know, even women these days, they feel like just because they got a booty and some boobs and they look good, that somebody supposed to pay them. And that's all you work? That's all you can offer? That's all you can give? Piece of booty? So as of the third quarter of 2024, Black America collectively hold approximately $5.339 trillion in wealth. This represents about 3.4% of the total wealth in the United States. It is important to consider that both the wealth and how it is distributed, while the total wealth held by African Americans is substantial, it is significantly less than the wealth held by white Americans, who hold 84.2%. Now look at it. White Americans hold 84.2% of the nation's wealth, and blacks only own 3.4%. That is sad. Now let's wind this thing back. Here's some also, the median average wealth between the median wealth of black households is considerably lower than the average wealth. In 2022, the median net worth for a black household was around $44,000. The average net worth, which is affected by high wealth individuals, higher at approximately $211 and $600 in the same year. This significant difference indicates the wide wealth disparity within the black community. We're losing because we are allowing something to go on because of ignorance. The wealth gap has been distributed in that way because everything your ancestors had owned, that had created, was took. Everything that you're supposed to inherit was took. The lifestyle, your peace, your mind frame, your culture, everything about your life to this day has been took. And yes, those black people that they've got positions, polices, judges, even politicians, sold out. They are there to keep the blindfold over your eyes. They are implemented to keep you thinking that someone is coming to save you. They are covering up a crime that has been committed a long time ago and don't want you to have no identity of who you are as a people. This must stop today. There is a substantial racial gap between the black and white household. In 2022, the median whites had approximately $284,310 in wealth, which is more than 6 times that of the median black household. Historical context, the racial wealth gap is a long-standing issue rooted in historical and ongoing systematic inequalities, including slavery, discriminatory housing policies, and unequal access to educational and economic opportunities. How? We we're that way because who money this belongs to? It's not our money. The money don't belong to us. The money belongs to our oppressor. That's why every time you earn $1, you gotta wind up paying it back. Now this goes for the black and the white. But the reason why they got such a wealth gap over you, because when they did a reset, they infiltrated, immigrated, came over here, and they was given what's rightfully yours, and what's rightfully yours, and what's rightfully mine. No, they tricked us and said that like the Trail of Tears was all Indians. Come to find out, the Indians wasn't actually Indians. It was actually us. Our ancestors were those Indians. Like the Incas and the Mayans and the Aztecs, which supposed to be advanced societies, but now they completely disappeared. There's no trace of them anywhere. For an advanced society, what happened to it? We are that society. Now, back to this. Culturally raw from who we are. The factors contributing wealth. Home ownership, business ownership, retirement savings are key drivers of wealth. Black households have a lower rate of home ownership, business ownership compared to white households, and often have less wealth accumulated in retirement accounts. And that's because we all trying to do it separately. We have been split up. We have been disenfranchised. We have been moved all over the place for them to operate in order to break us up, to break up our communities, to break us to have generational wealth. They divided us. They made us hate each other. They made us hate and become jealous of each other, of what we become. We must educate ourselves. We must all become educated. We must all find out what are ways that we can use in order for us to be free as one. We have to stop condemning people based on what was instilled in you. What they, how can I say it? What they programmed for you to believe. Using this music, using these television shows, using all type of ways to keep us unevenly and unwaveringly ignorant. Trends over time. While median black households' wealth has increased in recent years, the racial wealth gap has remained stubbornly persistent. In summary, while African Americans collectively hold trillions of dollars in wealth, this amount represents a small share of the wealth, total U.S. wealth, and there is significant wealth disparity compared to white Americans. The median wealth of black households provides a clearer picture of the wealth held by the typical black family, which is considered lower than the white family. So black on black hate. You know, it's a Twitter debate on whether you wish you joined a frat or sorority in college. Now, here's my question with a sorority or a frat. Those are Greek sororities and Greek fraternities. Think about it. Why are they Greek? Greek ain't made nothing. Greeks ain't the father of any educational barrier, any educational prominence in any way, shape, form, or fashion. So why are we representing the Greeks? Because of ignorance. These colleges was established way before the Europeans even came over in this land. But that's something that you wouldn't know or anything about because it's not in no regular history books. But we have been. Jay-Z, Lil Wayne. We fight about certain things and don't really understand the dynamics behind what's really going on. I don't know if anyone said anything. I'm sorry if y'all chatting. Let me look at some of my comments. Anybody made a comment, anything like that? I'm here, I'm listening to you. But yeah, we need to be able to understand that we are the only ones with the power to change this. Even with this point that, the what's his name? I can't remember his name. Oh, LeVar Ball and his son. Deion Sanders and his son. Even Serena Williams, her father. All these black men that made them black men accomplish this thing, make them stand, let them recognize who they are. Make them believe in themselves. Make them men. The fathers are always painted as bad picture. My hat's off to Deion Sanders and Shador for raising a great child and raising him to become the man that he ought to be. Confident and positive. Those are people that our children need to be able to look up to, identify with, and learn from. Now going over to P. Diddy with Howard University, which is supposed to be a black college. Why black college is the first ones to put another black person down based on hearsay, media assassination. See, some come to tell me, if you really look behind the doors of who own Howard University, it might seem like a black college, but white people own it. Same way with the NAACP. Big question, have you ever go to a church, a black church, and there's always one white individual in the church? I want you to think about that. When you go to church, no matter what, especially a small church, even a big church, there's white people. I don't know what capacity it may be or why they white people, but I still believe they be sitting there watching, making sure that the pastor is teaching the way they want them to teach and not teaching freedom like Nat Turner did. See, nobody considers the stuff that people do for other people. They only look at the bad. Now, it says according to the internet, if you're rich and black, you must be evil and corrupt. You must be. Jordan sold out for some Jordan shoes. Who idolized him? The black people. Who idolized his shoes? Black people. How much a pair of Jordan costs? $100, $200, $300. And as I showed you in the last slide, according to the Gap, Wealth Gap, can everybody afford some Jordans in the hood? Nope. Can most black households afford to have Jordans? Nope. Oprah Winfrey, her program and her outlook is basically reaching out to white middle-aged women. She blackballed on kind of like Monique, talk bad about people don't want to pay nobody anything. but it's black people. Jay-Z probably backstabbed everybody that came up to be where he at in the rap industry. For a rapper that can't rap and stole everybody else's rap, he become the richest man in hip-hop. How does that happen? Now mind you, Biggie and Tupac are both dead. The best rappers to me in my lifetime that existed. That had big hopes and dreams. They're gone. And look who's on top. And there was, you got 100,000, maybe more rappers way better than Jay-Z. But he's on top. Tyler Perry. Most of his shows down the black man, make black men look like they crazy. He used his platform to make black men feel despairing and empowering women that don't need a man. That most black men are abusive and narcissistic, abusive, crazy, criminals. The list goes on with Tyler Perry. Rihanna, I can't say anything about her. I believe they let her get paid due to the fact that some of the stuff they probably done to her in the past. And LeBron, I can't say anything bad about him either. You know, I kind of admired the last two. They doing their thing. And there's nothing wrong with that. Rihanna freed her island. She became, what we call it, ambassador. Trinidad. That's what we are designed to do, to help each other. Everybody can become a Michael Jordan or LeBron James, but we all have the power to do so. We all have that strength, but we have to do it together. There's nothing that we can't do as long as we unite. Kodak Black, by himself, paid rent for 200 residents in Florida. 200. This is the stuff that we can do amongst each other. It's so much land. It's so much. Detroit is abandoned. Because once you realize after they get through using you and using our resources and making the money that they already made off of us, and when they no longer need us anymore, they abandon us. And when you so dependent on somebody else trying to save you or trying to help you or trying to give you a job or trying to do something in order to make you feel important, then you losing the fight. Every person in this world, every black person is important to me. Everyone has something to offer to each other. Everybody is not the same. Money don't make you real. Money don't make you, period. It's what's inside of you make you. Even though we've been traumatized and go through a whole lot of things, we are still good-hearted people. We can do this if we stop with the ignorance of hating each other. There's no need. I got love for everybody. I want everybody to win, not just myself. But I know the powers that be will make it hard for someone such as myself in order to do that, to make this accomplishment, to bring us together as one. Believe me, I will make sure that we can see beyond this light and get to the next thing. So my solution If black individuals, communities collectively leverage their considerable spending power, it could indeed create substantial economic influence. This economic strength could have been strategically directed towards initiative that promotes black advancement and address historical injustice. We consider the concept of reclaiming land. It's important to acknowledge that the complexities involved. Historical land disposition has been profound and lasting impact. Addressing these issues often involve multifaceted approaches that could include economic development, investing in black-owned business and communities to build wealth and create opportunities, political engagement, participating in political process to advocate for policies, legal and policy solutions, exploring legal avenues and policy changes that could facilitate land restoration and reparation, and community organizing and advocacy, raising awareness and building collective power to push this systematic change. That's where I'm at. Community organizing, advocating that we can and we will get above being impoverished. We have to learn how to stick together. My black women, my black queens, y'all have to stop fighting each other. My black brothers, y'all have to stop killing each other. We have to stop. You killing soldiers. You killing people that will stand for something. Stand for what is right. Stand for your brother. Stand for your sister. They in the same boat as you. Birds never killed anybody. A lot of people envy and jealous of each other because of ignorance and not having the opportunity to be able to fulfill their dream. But instead of being jealous and hating on the person, allow someone the opportunity to give you that chance in order to make something out yourself. But you can't do it just sitting, on your butt, not doing anything, not trying to accomplish anything, not trying to do something for yourself. Because we're not raising men to be women and women to be men. We are out of order. We are out of order that God created for us. And we need to get back in order. We need to get ourselves in the mind frame that we can do this together. And I know there's a lot of people that might disregard or argue that, it would never happen. People don't learn how to stick together. And the list goes on and on and on and on. But only person can stop what's going on is us. We can't go by what somebody else thinks. We got to go by what we can do. How can we change? This last picture was a picture of a lady and her children in 1910. Look how clean and well groomed they are. We can do this. We have done it. We did it many times before, and they know this. And that's the reason why they've been so afraid of us becoming united, becoming free. We have to learn that in order to be free, you have to think freely. You have to look at each other and realize that we all are in the same boat. In order for us to become stronger as a nation, stronger as a race, and stronger as a people, we have to learn to love each other. We have to learn to teach each other. And we have to learn how to build each other up. Like the law they had started with no child left behind. Stop leaving your people behind. Everybody deserves a chance to win. I would like to say peace and love to all my people that watch, people that listen, my friends and my family. I love you all. And I think this has been a wonderful experience. Excuse my background, I'm trying something new. But if y'all have any, comments, questions, please feel free to leave them. I will get back to you at my, immediate opportunity I can. I'm fighting for us. I'm fighting for what I believe in. I'm fighting for what God told me to do. Believe in yourself. Let's believe in each other. All of us have different ways and different ideas and different descriptions on what we can do to heal. All that is value. All we have to do is just work together. Don't have to be no strife, no arguing, no fight. As long as we reaching the same goal together and helping each other, we all need it. So, I think this is enough time. I spoke about an hour. But I'm grateful for all my views, people that's watching me, people that's seeing. I love you all. And may God bless you the rest of this day and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Until next time, call me Big D. I'm out of here for a minute. And don't forget to go to my Facebook, Black Unity. And also my YouTube page, Black Unity. Please subscribe to my channel. Please reach out if you want to connect. There's plenty things that's about to come. And I want everybody to come on and come on for the ride. Because we about to get where we need to go.